This is AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, an almost regularly scheduled open discussion on audio and video in higher education. We'll sound off about our most brilliant ideas, our dumbest mistakes, and everything in between. And because this conversation will almost certainly go off the rails at some point, we'll end up covering just about everything else. And now, the AV SuperFriends. For January 9th, 2026, it's the best sounding and most loving and caring podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, episode number 129. Gravy, that's a lot of them.
That's a whole lot.
Broadcasting live from the frozen heart of mid-January, except apparently in Kentucky, where it's 87 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's hot as hell here, man. It's global warming.
Semester is new, the coffee is strong, and everyone's pretending they're well-rested after the break.
No, there's no.
I'm not.
No,
Windows are open.
Okay. It's a brand new calendar year, and today we've got panelists joining us from coast to coast, including two from Oregon.
Whoa.
Which means statistically someone is wearing a hoodie. But I see him. Wait, Jamie's got a hoodie on. I'll take it.
Taking the points?
Yeah.
Hold
Go
on.
for it. They're yours.
So if your classrooms are just coming back online, your ticket queue is waking up, and your student workers can't remember where all the classrooms are, you're among friends. It's time for another Friday afternoon podcast adventure with the AV SuperFriends. And let's say hello to this motley panel of SuperFriends with this one. Our first panelist is responsible for rebooting processes, rebranding last year's unfinished projects, and declaring legacy problems as out of scope. He's a director of, where'd they go? He's director of New Year Systems Reset and Operational Alignment from Kansas City. Say hello to Mr. Jamie Reinhardt.
Yep. I don't have anything for that.
All right. Our next panelist focuses on the critical first 6 weeks of the semester, after which the responsibility is redistributed and meetings are rescheduled. He's an assistant director for transitional momentum and early term outcomes from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Mark Kolozinski.
We're just following the data. The data says after we get to cruising altitude, we're good to go. Hand it off to somebody else.
It's just like getting things started.
We just get off the ground, and then somebody else takes over.
Our next panelist ensures that every January and every August includes at least one new framework, dashboard, slogan, or something, regardless of any sort of previous attempts. He's a senior manager of strategic fresh starts and continuous improvement from Greensboro, North Carolina. Say hello to Mr. Larry Darling.
Okay, I got a request. As the oldest member of the group, I don't want to be senior anything anymore.
You're the oldest?
For that.
He's a junior manager of strategic fresh starts.
Thank you. That makes me feel better.
How old are you?
82.
I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 next year.
No one else is 50 here?
Justin, you're 50. You can be 50.
No, I'm not.
Speaking of our 50-year-old panelist here, our next panelist oversees institutional momentum, kickoff alignment, and this semester will be different initiatives across all IT divisions. He's a vice president for academic readiness and semester optimization from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Mr. Justin Rexing.
I'm the person who tries to keep the institution running and with purpose and humans and stuff and AI. Sure.
Put that down. That's
all
great.
of it.
And finally, joined by our special guest panelist, and we think current leader of guest appearances on AV SuperFriends. Oops. He crafts emails, slide decks, and town halls that strongly imply everything is under control. He's a coordinator of semester launch communications and expectation management from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Raul Burial.
Additional duties as described.
You got to tell people everything's fine. Question.
Anyway, okay. Well, you got there.
We ran out of the show on that one, or the song rather. The song.
I love it.
The song got all the way to the end there.
Yeah, there's some weird titles in there. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I take the blame.
So on today's show, we're going to discuss what happens when we lose trust in a hardware or software company, or even in the hardware software from one of those companies, and can that trust ever be regained, and what that might look like, and all that fun stuff. And we're talking about our favorite conference of the year that you all need to be attending every year, the NWMET conference, the Northwest Met conference, the NWMET conference, however you want to talk about it. We're going to talk about that and give a little early preview about some stuff coming up, and Raul will tell us why we need to be there. But first, some housekeeping. So if you're listening to this as a recorded MP3, hey, welcome to the future. We're streaming live every Friday at about 3:15 Eastern, 12:15 Pacific, or somewhere in there. Whenever we get this House of Cards taped back together, we will go live. So that time, like your New Year's resolutions, is kind of more of a guideline, really. But please join us for that on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. And when we remember, we'll get on other platforms as we get on there. So, and I don't have it set up again. If you can't join us live, please make it one of your New Year's resolutions to connect with us on the socials. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, and YouTube to keep up with what we're breaking, fixing, or ranting about. Please don't forget to spread the word. Make that another New Year's resolution. Share this podcast with your friends, enemies, perfect strangers, and that one person who still thinks HDMI handshakes are a myth and refuse to unplug and replug to fix all the problems. If you feel like tackling people in public and forcing them to listen to a few dozen episodes, we're not endorsing that. If you'd like to support the show as we boldly stumble through another year of AV nonsense, please consider donations. Your contributions will help to keep us delivering you the honest content that you love or that you love to hate. You can find the donation link in the show notes or on the website right at the top. We do want to hear from you if there's a topic you want us to cover, AI, classrooms, AI, leadership, AI, why nothing seems to work the first week of the semester when it was just working 2 weeks ago. Please send us an email to mailbag@AV SuperFriends or ping us on those aforementioned socials. And finally, while you're listening to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever the heck you're getting this thing, whatever random application or service you are using and we appear on that application, please go leave us a rating and review because that does help us grow. It forces new listeners to be exposed to us, and it convinces the algorithm that AV people actually mean something and this is actually interesting.
Whoa.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch.
Whoa.
It might happen. I don't know.
Bit of a stretch.
Anyway, this is our first full show of the new year, so thanks for sticking with us for yet another year. We genuinely couldn't do this without you suckers who are paying attention to us right now. So thanks again. And with that in mind, that's been a lot of content. We're going to take a break for a commercial.
You didn't get anywhere. Yeah,
I know.
okay.
Commercial.
Let's do a
We
commercial.
haven't done anything yet.
Do you want me to skip this commercial? I can skip it.
Nope, go for it.
All right, commercial right now.
Ever notice that many PowerPoint presentations are still in 4:3 aspect ratio? How many years have wide aspect displays been the standard, and yet here we are, with content stuck in 4:3 territory? New from Independent Amalgamated, the 4:3 Fix-It font. Leaded and kerned to look its best when stretched, the 4:3 Fix-It font will fill out both horizontally and vertically when content is expanded to fill 16:10, 21:9, or the one true aspect ratio, 16:9. Our team of dedicated, artisan hipsters trained for years to specialize in custom typefaces, specifically designed to be displayed in a distorted format. They work tirelessly, sometimes for as long as 15 or 20 minutes a day to handcraft the perfect font family. So you don't have to worry about the display for your content. Don't worry about matching your content to the display. Let the 4:3 Fix-It font make those adjustments automatically. And coming soon, the 4:3 Fix-It font Portrait Mode Edition. Available exclusively at independentamalgamated.com.
Raul, make sure to use one of the 4:3 Fix-It fonts for your Everything is Okay PowerPoints beginning of the semester. Or you guys are on quarters. You're on terms.
Yeah, we somehow go back later and finish later and earlier all at the same time. I'm not sure how it works, but we always get into this
You
weird
start
math.
earlier, you stay later, you do more terms every year. I don't know how that works.
Not sure. But you guys are always out like 2 months ahead of time and
We
go back.
For us, commencement's next week. We're done.
Yeah, you guys are done. It's like, not sure where it happens, and somehow we cross. But whatever.
All righty. Now, let's do some real content and have Justin sing along live to the theme. Let's do the news.
Yeah.
And we decided we're not going to have just one news story on this one because CES is going on. We're just going to talk about CES nonsense because a lot of the stuff that shows up at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, bits and pieces of it show up into kind of the commercial realms. This stuff starts showing up, or people just bring it with them into their classrooms and conference rooms, and they try to make this stuff work. We were kind of looking through some top lists. There's a lot of just different trends. I think we're seeing AI attached to everything. There's creepy Terminator robots now also with AI possibly everywhere. They can all do laundry. They can all make coffee, and they will all kill you in your sleep. So look forward to that. But what are you guys seeing?
But
out
they all
there
fall.
from-
They can't walk, so they just kind of
They all have
topple
weird
over.
wheels. They're driving around. So What are you guys seeing out there for trends from CES that we will see bits and pieces of into kind of more of our realm in, you know, what, 3 to 5 years? 3 years, maybe?
The increased need to have reliable Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like if you do not have super high bandwidth, fast network connectivity at the ready for all of your wearables and all your stuff like that, it's going to be worthless.
Wi-Fi or the wearable?
That's
Yes.
both can be true. Yeah, I think it's more connected everything. I think we've talked about it in the past. Like, and this just kind of shows that up and then wedge in some AI for marketing purposes, and you got a product for success. We'll sell thousands of these units, Justin.
Right. And I think even outside of the physical realm, I think the Ignite Tech, my persona virtual stand-in for meetings, like that's going to be interesting.
Wait, where's that one? I didn't see it.
What the?
You haven't seen that one? I will put it in the
That's the
notes.
Put that in the chitty
too
chat so
busy
we can
to
look at
commit
it.
to going to that meeting that you
Yeah,
already
what
committed
is
to
this?
2
Why
years
is
ago.
this so
Send
cool?
this robot version
Sell
of
me on
yourself
this.
in replacement.
Sell me
I
this
see
pen,
it.
Larry.
How do you know that's not what this is, Justin?
Yeah. This is basically
I don't know. I
it.
could be talking to robots right now for all I know.
It takes your recordings, it puts a virtual you in your meeting so you don't have to attend. And then after the meeting, you get the email. So the meeting that could have been an email can literally be an email now.
But I'm doing
This
that
is
with
what I've been-
Otter right now.
We made this prediction long ago. There will be a day where nobody will attend meetings, just the AI versions of ourselves. There'll
Yeah.
be all these
But that's
virtual meetings
not-
with nobody in it, and we're all just going to read summaries.
And
But
it's
that's
better
not
than it
new.
used to be because it used to be that like it would be like a video of you, but it couldn't interact. If your boss asks the virtual you a question, well, it's smart enough to know how you would answer, and it's going to respond to that question.
Both.
In-
What are they looking at? Are they
They're looking
seeing-
at it looks like you. Like
It looks like you, it acts like you,
Like
as
you.
trained for its context and the rag that it's there, and that it is your canned responses.
Yeah.
Justin's like, I don't like architects.
Yeah,
No,
don't talk
we
about
shouldn't do that.
Kentucky and
so
the
yeah,
business
it's all
school.
that same stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Actually,
And it
does
does
that.
that a lot
That is
too.
kind of
yeah.
it does that too. Yeah.
Justin,
What if
can
I
see
only
this
wanted this to
now,
do
be
this?
like, hey, we're on this new project. We're going to kick it off. We have so and so here. It's a consultant from whatever, and Justin's avatar is going to be like, "App off! Consultants suck."
Will it do that for me?
Yes, it will.
We could save you
Spot
so much
on.
time just with that.
Spot on.
Probably once, but yes.
Justin, if you're interested, they have a website you could look at. If you want to take a look at that right
What's
now,
this
just
called?
go to penis.ai.
Pen
no, no.
is. That spelling's weird.
Human replacements was a big story
AI.
at CES, whether it's virtual avatars or robots that will do your jobs for you.
Yeah.
Question then is, are your robots getting paid the same amount as you're getting paid?
They're getting paid more.
There's a lot of manufacturing companies out there that are actually leaning into humanoid-looking robots, which is unusual, that are going to start rolling out into the assembly line. But also, we're starting to see, of course, robot vacuums in the home that will do things like climb stairs, which is very revolutionary. Usually, they just fall off the stairs. So this is going to be very different.
It's perspective.
Hey, my robot goes to the bottom of the stairs and just does this,
Yeah.
and then it turns around and goes away.
Yeah, I think I saw an article somewhere that was getting into some of the wrong reasoning with some of these concepts, that we shouldn't actually be trying to teach AI to do things that humans do, because that makes the gross assumption that the things that humans do is actually correct to begin with. And so providing all this technology to do and mimic human behavior, whether it be these robots or even click processes through on digital domains, like the machine knows what the machine's capable of more efficiently than what the humans do. So we're actually kind of wish casting here, like, hey, it's going to replace all this physical stuff. In reality, like, it doesn't need to do that. We could actually architect systems that are just way more efficient if we just didn't have the human involved with to begin with, and we wouldn't need the robot on 2 legs because the systems would just do it.
Wait, you said if the systems didn't involve humans to start with, right?
Yeah, well,
So-
we've spent years and years building systems where humans.
Well, what
are
I
the
mean
ones
is, but
that
if
pull
we
those
have
levers.
processes in place that involve humans, the solution then is to remove the humans.
Always.
So we'll have robots who will go from house to house and
No, we won't need,
Get rid of all
those
humans.
things. the systems they're interacting with
That's
were just
where it's
designed
headed.
that way. Yeah,
I'm just saying
seen
this is
them
all
not
getting
bad.
to, it's all getting to
Not
Skynet
that
and Terminator.
Bad
Yes.
guys.
that's the goal. We'll get
Not
there.
doomsday. It's gonna be fine.
Today.
Be all right.
It might be.
Maybe.
So
I'm
Larry,
saying
what's
there
that
may or may
software
not
called?
be a Faraday cage around my house.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be fine.
Did I see a link?
Put the link in the notes. It's
What notes?
my personas.
My persona.
Yeah,
We got
in the
those.
chat.
How about no, this was a thing last year, and now there's more. But the at-home big-ass screens.
There's some.
The 115.
Yeah, where's the one I had?
inch,
I had an
micro
article here about
LEDs.
the displays.
Was it Samsung? The 115 standard kit?
What?
Yeah,
No,
so-
Samsung announced a
My
130.
live person-
130. That's right. Sorry.
Which is interesting because it's a 130 mini RGB, the RGB being the backlight behind the panel, which means there's a 130-inch sheet of glass over this thing, I think.
Well,
which
it
is
only weighs a
ridiculous.
metric ton, but
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Once you reinforce the floors, it's great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we put
There,
this in my
there
third?
was actually some revolutionary things in terms of televisions. There is the clear televisions. Basically, they're a window.
Say
so
Peppers
you
Ghost.
can
Say Peppers
see
Ghost.
through them.
I can't now.
But also, and this
You
is
can.
something I think Mark will relate to very much. There's a lot more picture frame TVs out there.
God, yeah.
Amazon, with their
those are
Fire
bad.
is getting into the business as well, which means they're just going to become cheaper and more affordable, and everyone's going to want a picture frame.
And
Yeah,
worse.
LG had a new version of their wallpaper, and Mark, I did think of you because it came up and it said I'm looking for the description here. It uses a wireless box, so they're trying to remove as much stuff from it. So I know you love the wireless
Yes.
connectivity boxes for these things.
We had to go out of our way to find the old version that was sans wireless so that we could even do it. We got the last known one in existence.
I want to know which one of you will have the new Dell 52-inch, like 12 billion K pixel count monitor.
Yeah, it's
Desktop
terrible because
monitor.
it's curved in the wrong aspect ratio. So
No, I don't think it is. I think it's regular.
What else?
no, it's 21 by 9 and
21 by
curved.
9,
So
Yeah. It's like three 32-inch TVs or displays turned on their sides.
Yeah,
so it's interesting. Yep.
Oh my God!
So
I
you
just
can do all
signed
that
up
front
for
row
it.
stuff.
I
You need
clicked
that.
2 buttons and I signed up for it.
You're in. They got you.
Those dirty bastards.
but and
It said I clicked 2 buttons like you're done. You're signed. I didn't
You're
sign up
logged
for
in,
anything.
It has your Google. And
they got your credit card and everything. It's on the way. It'll be there.
I
on
didn't
Thursday.
put my credit card in.
You
Well,
did
they already had
too.
What the hell?
So
Right.
Jimmy,
I
you're
said
not
to do
wrong.
that.
We see display technologies, some of which never make it to market in the form we see it in, but that sort of stuff then shows up. So we see the larger displays, the thinner displays, the higher brightness displays, the higher color depth displays that will all kind of translate into stuff that we start seeing in a year or two.
Yeah, and I think the giant 115 plus inch things for home, whatever. But like the Dell 52-inch behemoth, I mean that's going to happen. We're we all have Dell contracts. Somebody's going to try to get one of these things into a conference room, their office space, and be like, "Hey, can you run this off?" No,
It's fine as long as it's
Chris is like, "Well, it's 720p. It's going to look awesome."
as long as it's modular. I don't care if it's one thing.
Oh, it's one thing.
I mean, the showstopper so far has been the Lego bricks, right? I mean, is that
Oh, those are pretty cool.
is that
I think the AI powered hair clippers is my
You don't have any
showstopper.
hair. Do you have hair?
I
A
do,
little
and
hair.
this is because the person using the clippers didn't know what they were doing. I think if
So
they had
you
the
want-
AI powered ones, I'd be okay.
Larry,
What do they
explain
do?
AI clippers.
Sell me
like
on
a
this.
Flowbee.
It's kind of that's a joke I made earlier, actually.
Let's see. I have it right here.
No, it's got like this. You wear this visor thing that like maps your
Goggles?
head,
Here we
and
go.
then the AI clippers will move the blades in and out based on where it is in relationship.
So you
So
move your head into the clippers? Is that
Is this
what
the,
you
the,
do?
the,
you
the
move
Glide
the clippers, but the
Glide
blades
Smart?
move.
Yeah, Glide Smart hair clippers. The Glide is trying to solve one of the most frustrating parts of grooming.
What are the
Cutting
goggles
your
doing?
No, that's different. The company introduced AI-powered smart hair clippers designed to guide the cut for you. You wear a simple
See?
headband that marks where a fade should start, choose a style in the app, and let the clippers do the rest. Built-in sensors track your speed, your angle, movement in real time, automatically adjusting the blade to keep cuts even and fades smooth.
So in
Not a
Justin's
sponsor.
manscaping, this will work.
Yes, although I don't know why. You
I'm
would
pretty
need
sure
that
this
for
is.
that.
I'm envisioning
I
the
do
micro
enjoy-
lawnmower.
I do
like the
enjoy
thing that's
my
out on your
banana
lawn,
hammocks.
AI, just like
Yeah,
tracking
exactly.
around. Yeah. All right. So,
I do enjoy wearing banana hammocks. I do that. Yeah, it's fun.
with AI. Yeah. Okay. Well, that anything else that anybody has to have out of this?
No,
Rel, what's
it-
anything we missed? You were on this.
I
Seems like I
think
need to
one
do
thing
more.
that's going to be really revolutionary is going to be like the transparent CCDs. It basically puts the CCD in the glass itself, and it makes for flat lenses, whether it's my glasses,
Yeah, on the glasses.
or a lens on a camera phone. It makes it so that the lenses themselves don't have to be curved anymore. I could change the prescription on my glasses by simply sending a different signal to the glasses themselves.
Yeah, I saw that one, like the autofocus glasses or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that link now.
So it's still very nascent, but there's a lot of research that's going into that. Right now, they're showing off like prototypes at CES, but in the next couple of years, and I understand it's going to reduce camera bumps on your phones. It's going to make it so that arguably your phone doesn't need the little cutout on the front for the camera, because they can put it behind the screen itself or as part of the screen.
See, this is why I show up to these shows, Larry,
Just to get these
so I can
links.
learn stuff.
Why are you yelling at me? I
Jamie.
informed you about two things.
And one of them he signed up for has a credit card in his
I
name.
know, that's
name.
why-
Yeah.
That's
One
why I
thing
show up
already
to.
owns your likeness.
Yeah, that's why I show up to these podcasts.
Oh, we
is
need
to
to do
learn
that.
about
We
stuff.
could have an AI version of all of us if one of us can't make it.
Yeah.
Can we
Go on.
do
Jamie?
a podcast with all AI of us and see what happens?
Go.
Let it run.
Yeah.
It probably will contribute much better than me, so let's go with it.
Our highest rated show ever.
I'm gonna work on that.
Do anything. It was just intro, outro, done.
Yep.
People love it.
I did find this IXI's autofocusing glasses. They feature an elegant cameraless eye tracking system that uses low power LEDs and photodiodes to precisely monitor the user's eye movement and focus convergent, driving a liquid crystal lens layer, enabling a focus switch between near and far in less than 0.2 seconds.
Oh my God, this shit's expensive.
Focus your gaze elsewhere and your glasses return to the normal prescription. So it's like bifocals, trifocals, whatever, but it's one piece of glass that is adjusting.
It's like
the depth,
autofocus
I
on a
guess.
camera. Just zip it around. I like it.
It's Samsung and LG are both working on the chips for that, so that's happening. It's coming soon, and that does lead into like those transparent televisions as well. When you don't have when you're not using them, it's just a pane of glass on your wall, but when you turn it on, it's a TV.
Skynet.
Have
It's
you,
all
Larry?
Skynet.
Have you looked at my persona's cost?
Just imagine get those glasses. They're all going, and we see you were looking at this a lot today. You were not focused on.
I
the
look
work you
forward
were
to
supposed
people on the
use.
highway driving along with their glasses and the autofocus locks up and now they can't see anything. Just plowing into people.
Your subscription ran out, so
Oh, there you go.
Turn it off.
Exactly. Reverts back.
Justin, my persona, you were.
Oh, dude.
Cost.
So if
they
I'm
ask you
reading
to
this
put dots
correctly,
on your face,
the
don't.
basic version. Wait, Larry, you're muted. The basic version is $200 a month, but $2 per conversation.
Whoa.
How much is your
The-
time worth?
That's cheap if you're not going to work.
The next version
No,
of
it's not. 'Cause you don't have a job.
is $24.50 a month. That's $2,500 a month,
What does that
plus only $1.50 per conversation.
So what platforms is this compatible with, by the way? Is there any reference there?
Only MTRs.
Can we pay for this for a month and bring him in as a guest? I want to get a
Well, it'd
persona
have to
of
be
somebody.
one of us. There'd be
Oh my
like
God,
two
it's,
of us.
it's like your bill is $10,000. Like, no, I don't want to pay that. Like,
draining our account right now. We can't just do like a quick month of this and just spin up a
you can
persona?
do like this slider where it's like this replaces this many experts with this salary, and then daily questions, and then it's like, yeah, your cost is $100,000 a year for replacing your employee. Like, there's this sliding bar
Oh,
that
God.
just
Can you
allows
share
the
that
boss
screen?
to
I just really want to see
I
what's going
can't.
on here.
check this shit out, guys. Hold on. Let me figure this out. So I could click this button.
So
then
it's
I
actually
got to modify stuff every day.
relaying this
screen.
as here's the amount of people you can replace with this feature. Like
Yes.
this is the
That's
most
okay.
evil of all language you could use.
I'm going to share this. I hope I'm doing this shit right. Hold on.
Well, you're not sharing anything yet, so
Window.
I see it.
Yep, here it is.
Okay,
Right in.
so you can't really see it, but this first slider says
glad you
number
shared
of
it.
experts, and I can slide it to 5.
Why are we buying experts? I just
I
want to
don't know.
replace me.
And then the average salary per year
Oh my god.
Daily questions answered is 120, and then average response time. I want my response time to be 70. What the fuck does 70 mean? And then that cost is 145,000 a year for 3,047 hours.
Is that saved or what we're paying?
I don't know.
That says monthly savings.
What does 70 mean? 70 seconds, 70 days, 70
Okay,
minutes?
so this is if we procure this at $199 a month, and we have this thing configured
Some
to
nice
answer these
business.
questions at this level of salary,
2 experts.
this is what we're saving.
My salary's 150 a year.
It's
per
doing the
year.
math.
Daily
of
questions.
It's saving you this amount of time.
60 questions answered a day. That's only 216,000 a year,
Yeah, that's not bad.
with an average response time of 10. 28,000. So if
Whatever
my
that
response time goes down in numbers, my cost goes down. What does this even mean? What is
I don't care. I think we should buy it. Let's get it.
what's my response time of 100?
Oh, that your price per month.
310,000.
Your price per month went way up.
per month.
You're at
This is
$24.90 a month.
310,000 a month? No,
No,
savings.
It's
Savings.
It's savings.
Look
Where
at
is it
the
saving me
left
money?
Oh my
Looks
gosh.
like it's costing money.
It does. $2,500 a month. Okay, well, we got it. So
Well, anyways, I'm going to
We're all
stop
in.
sharing. This is crazy.
if this company
do
wants
like
to come on
this-
and give us
this idea of-
a demo, I want to see it. So
I like this idea of budgeting things based on how much you saved, not what it
Yes.
costs.
I
So,
agree.
no, your new conference room doesn't cost $25,000. You saved $50,000 on this. How much
Right,
it
not
cost?
talking to an
you
integrator or
saved.
consultant.
this sounds like everybody's conversation after the weekend when somebody came out. I had to buy this today. I saved so much money. We know how
was
this
on sale.
conversation goes. Yeah.
It was on
It's
sale.
on the end cap. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
I was talking to a vendor this week about an AI education product wherein they use avatars, but they're not scanning. They use made up avatars, and you plug in the curriculum into the platform, and then that avatar will create short form videos that they can use in the teaching. And my only thought there would be that your faculty would lose their goddamn shit.
That is the,
Oh, yeah.
the worst
Whatever
case fear
happens.
that everybody has been screaming about for the last.
Yes.
The moment
Yes.
AI was mentioned, that was the exact scenario.
Oh,
Everybody's like,
long
nope.
before lecture capture. Why would any faculty member want to support lecture capture? Or if you record my lecture, then you can fire me tomorrow and just play back the videos. This has been going on for years. It's about to become a reality.
Yeah, now we won't just replay the videos. We'll feed the videos to the AI who will create better presentations.
Yep.
We'll take
Put
your
just put
pre-recorded
these glasses
library.
on, and we'll deliver them straight to you.
This all sounds stupid.
And we'll cut your hair.
And it'll cut your hair. Barbershop education facility.
I
That's
want to
where
go
we're
one
at.
step further. Can we get enough of these pre-recorded things to build enough avatars? We can create an unauthorized digital twin of your university, and now we can ransomware your institution. If you don't pay up, we're going to release virtual, university right next door.
A worse
Somebody's
version, yeah.
listening right now going,
They're writing this down.
hold my beer.
Shut up! This is all good ideas.
All right.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to hear from one of our fantastic sponsors here. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what happens when we lose trust in companies or products or software or hardware, and
All the
can
above.
that ever come back? Maybe. The AV SuperFriends are sponsored by Computer Comforts Incorporated. CCI has been building tech furniture for the education market since 1987. Instructor lecterns, computer lab tables, collaborative tables, and active learning clusters are just a few of the many innovative products made by CCI. Speaking of lecterns, Computer Comforts has just released Evolve. If you're looking to future-proof your classroom, Evolve is the Swiss Army knife of lecterns. Seriously, this flexible lectern does it all. Not only is Evolve sit-to-stand and ADA compliant, it's also packed with tech-friendly features. And the best part, it ships fully assembled and ready for action. Check out the 90-second video to see all the options. Visit computercomforts.com/evolve. Alrighty, so we've all experienced this in not just in recent years, but over the course of our careers. Some manufacturer makes hardware, which we love, something they come out with a new line or they shift focus and it goes wrong. You have existing software, which is fine. There's a new version that it updates to and it breaks a whole bunch of stuff. And so you start looking at alternatives. When these sorts of scenarios happen, our first reaction obviously is panic, but then we start looking at what else might fit that same need, but not be from the same manufacturer, the same software company, whatever it is, because you're pissed at them, or as I like to say, I'm
you're
designing
pissed
these
at
things,
them, Chris. Yeah.
I'm designing these things based on spite because they bother me. And then the question comes up, like, well, do you go back and look at what they're doing 3 or 4 years later? Do can that relationship ever be rebuilt, or is that bridge burned forever?
Seemingly, yes. No, I think it's a really interesting conversation because people pivoted a lot over the last few years into different pieces and parts of their kits. And then you have all this new capabilities coming out. And there's some new upstart companies too. And so we started kicking this around. It's like, well, like how do you try something new on a bench or put it into production for a company that maybe you want to, but you're like, well, I already have this thing. I'm committed to here. Like, how do you build trust in the tools that you have at a point where you're willing to scale them? And then how fast can that trust be burned to when you're willing to walk away and never use them again? And so, Chris, I think you had some examples we talked about the other day.
I have many examples.
You have many examples. And so I think it obviously takes longer to continue to build that trust, but is there like one thing that you say, yeah, I'm just walking away, I'm done? And Chris, I think is availability for you was a big driver at one point in time?
Availability and openly lying to customers, I think, is a good way to phrase that. But yes, I mean that is a challenge. It's also an opportunity to look at alternate, products or alternate software solutions or whatever you may need.
Mm-hmm. So I think there's that natural requirement to be compatible with our systems and our support and all that stuff. But I think at the raw spec sheet level, many things are going to claim to be that. Mm-hmm. But it takes us putting it through its paces and doing those things to try that. But even if we want to, and we're like, this seems to meet all that criteria, we're already pot committed to something else. Right. And so how does somebody get a foot in the door or seem to have gained that trust? Like, how do you start? Like, where do you begin? Is it a pilot or is it try that? Like Chris, you've gone in multiple different directions. You've had a myriad of different solutions that you've deployed. So I think you have some concept around willingness to try where things kind of meet that requirement, but also what happens if it goes wrong?
Well, part of it was in my particular case. I'll speak from a hardware perspective. We were through and through, as people would say, we're a Crestron house, which immediately means you don't know much about AV. So we were through and through you can all be surprised at that. I'm just saying. We were through and through. That was the solution.
That
but
shady. But okay.
When said organization decided to stop shipping things and take a vacation for a couple of years because a plant burned down or did it, or whatever shenanigans happened in 2022, you had two options. One, sit there doing nothing and hope you all didn't get fired. Or two, continue, as Larry's demonstrating, seeing if you can sprain your thumbs by twiddling them as fast as you could.
I chose to sit on mine.
And
spin.
Your other option was to pivot and keep moving. And if you build systems intentionally, and I say this in the best way possible, people don't notice because you're able to continue delivering the exact same or better experience with added features, with streamlined operations, with better support, with more robust systems, and nobody noticed that I did that across an entire campus. So, and that's in my particular case. Now, to the second part of that question, would I ever look at Crestron for solutions? Sure, I'll go back and see what they're coming up with, but I'm not buying that stuff. I mean, I'm going to give this one a huge amount of lead time before I ever look at that stuff again. But let me remind you.
But is that because your current solution you deem it as better, or is it just is it spitefully designed because they did something one time and that was all it took, and you're not going back to them? If they today had something that was equally as good capability wise as what you're doing at a comparable price, exactly the same, and maybe even slightly less
or cheaper,
would they be a potential solution?
No, and here's why. Because what we found in migrating from one system to another, one ecosystem to another, the rest of my staff much prefers the new system. It's easier to work with. It's easier to configure. The programming's better. As one of the team who used to work for me, and I still remember the way he phrased this. He says, "This scratches an itch I didn't realize I had," because he really loved working with this stuff, and it was easy for him, and it made sense, and it just clicked for him. So no, there's no reason to look away from that. But to your point, I'm not going to ever make the mistake of locking myself into a single manufacturer for an ecosystem. I may use one as a primary control in some cases, but to your earlier comment, this opens the door to a lot of other, maybe smaller manufacturers. And say we're talking specifically about hardware, but also software as well. Looking at alternate platforms out there, because I can mix and match a bunch of these things together to deliver the appropriate experience, which is what's important, because people don't care what the brand is or what the silkscreen is on some device. I want to make sure we deliver the appropriate experience, regardless of where that's coming from. So it's something scalable and supportable, but from the technology side, but from the people in the room using it or the people online using that stuff, it just frickin' works for them. So that's been kind of our mantra. We've done quite well with that.
I think it's funny that Chris's example is going in that direction, because my example is actually going to Crestron at a different university. It was years and years ago, back when I was a design engineer at an integrator. And one of my clients was a university that had primarily Extron switchers and the Extron button panels. And so when Extron came out with their control system touch panels, where they were trying to compete with AMX and Crestron at the time, they must have went to a showroom or something, and they were all in. And so I designed their summer projects around that. And I had my programmer at the time learn it and do it. And they had zero logic in their control system. It was completely faked. And to do the simplest thing, you were tricking the system by making multiple pages. And it was just so cumbersome that, like, once I got hired by that university, one of the first things I did was switch everything over to Crestron. I was like, no, you can't pretend to have a control system if you're not going to have actual logic and be able to do what a control system has.
But Larry, most importantly, did you switch to Crestron, or did you switch to a better, more robust ecosystem?
I switched to a better, more robust ecosystem that just happened to be Crestron. Mm-hmm. And I come to work here. This is primarily an Extron shop. Mm-hmm. I get re-exposed to their control system. I realize how much better it is now than it was. And yeah, I'm back on board again.
Well, I think they're all on this constant cycle, right? They're all either leapfrogging one another, and as they fall behind, they move, and it's cyclical. It's going to keep happening with all technologies. And I think is it that they're failing, or they're just falling behind until the next cycle or their next rev or whatever it may be? Because I think all of them, this specific segment we're talking about being the manufacturer, the control manufacturers, they're all doing exciting things. Right. I think they all have their own little niche thing or market they're looking at, but it's hard for some of these other ones to kind of come up and even do anything against that. So are we in this world where we have these 3 or 4 big guys, and there's going to be no room for the middle ground because our trust is there, or is it going to be just they're only going to get little pieces of that?
Let me remind you from let's take a step back to 15, 20 years ago. Hey, remember AMX?
Who?
Yeah, next. So companies can make very bad business decisions and very bad product decisions, and then act surprised when all of a sudden their market share disappears. But I mean, even from the standpoint of the rest of them, I mean, Extron came out with was it XTP that launch took like 3 years for it to actually get off the ground. But at the same time, they maintain their other product lines. They develop new ones, sort of thing. I mean, I have gripes with Extron coming out with what's the GVE, and that thing has just basically been dead in the water for a couple of years. There's all these new, to your point, Mark, all these new things coming out, cloud-based, whatever, and they've got, it's not there. So where is that thing? You've got Crestron trying to shoehorn their Mercury systems into everything where they didn't belong, and they did that for years. And of course, then they had their integrators go and do that for people, and then you've got all these tchotchke town systems to try to make work. Crestron had such a successful line of DSPs that they canceled it. Maybe they have other ones coming out now. I don't
They
know.
were
But
no, they were not successful. They were
That was sarcasm, man. Come on.
okay.
They
I
had-
just wanted
they
to make
had,
sure everyone
had-
understood that.
yes, they had Raul's favorite product line, the capture decks that were so awesome. We had to go over and reboot them routinely. You know, the
Raul
forcing everyone like Apple style disabling product features and kind of end of lifing stuff early to force everyone to new ones that are all cloud connected that force you to do that, because the stuff that you got from 20 years ago, which is still running fine, is not a good business model sort of thing.
We'll update that firmware. We'll take care of that.
Yeah. I mean, you got in other companies, you got Biamp coming out and doing like anything but audio, and yet they're at heart an audio company. It's like, hey, stick to what you know. You guys do great audio systems. And now you've come out with all these other things. Just do cool audio stuff, which is just weird. You've got Clear One just self-destructing and deciding to piss off an entire industry. Good luck with that one. And you got QSys out there doing God knows what. So we'll see where all. So they all do these things as far as cycles of either coming out with new products that don't work, or they force new directions or whatever. And depending on how they position that, it burns bridges with customers, and it raises that question of like, do you ever look at that company ever again? Justin, yes, you have a question.
He's got it.
Who are you happy with as a manufacturer, Chris?
Panja.
I love Panja. Yes,
I'm just curious.
They've all made mistakes. Was my point. I'm not going to be a fanboy for anyone.
Well, you went down
that's-
the whole list.
I know.
There was
That's
nobody
my
left.
gripe about
Checked them
people
all
say
off.
we're a such and such house. That pisses me off, because
Yeah.
it generally means you are myopic and you're focused on this, and you're missing all this other stuff out there.
I think the answer to the question at hand here is to the question of what happens when a manufacturer you lose trust in that manufacturer. Is the answer is it depends. And it depends on how the manufacturer addresses the situation. Do they own up to it, or do they just pretend and just carry on like nothing's happened? I come at this from much more of a software or cloud service perspective, and I've seen both sides of that equation. During the pandemic, we had numerous situations where, whether it was a manufacturer or some kind of cloud service, struggled for numerous different reasons. And I could, in one specific case, one of these one of these cloud services very much fell on their face, but we got the president of the company owning up to the situation and saying, look, we recognize what happened. These are the things we are going to do moving forward. This is how we're going to address it. If your leadership wants to talk to me directly, here is my email, here is my phone number. We'll have conversations. I have peers who decided that this wasn't good enough and moved to other products that I honestly don't feel are comparable, but they have chosen to move to an inferior product, and today I feel they're probably looking to move back away from that inferior product. You have a lot of technical debt, and it takes a lot to make that decision. Once that manufacturer or service gets its foot in the door, getting them to switching over to somebody else is going to
it's a
be
huge
a
lift.
very hard decision.
I'm with Raul here. I think one thing that I was thinking about, all the triggers that force me to kind of, side table a manufacturer, if you will. I don't really, give up on them for life. I always have that door cracked just in case, they want to come back and talk. But if you tell me, oh yeah, we know that's all jacked up, but hey, buy our new shit.
We got this new
Like,
thing.
no,
Right?
no, that is not
It's
the
not
answer. Dude, we are not buying the new thing because this other thing is in warranty. It's not doing what you said, so we can't. You fix this. Like, well, then give us the new thing for free because, or whatever the case is.
I think some of this tolerance is also based upon what this solution is. I mean, we focus on a lot of the core equipment, control systems,
different
and,
risk levels here.
and such. And that's when you start thinking about replacing, that level of control, that level of DSP, that level of whatever, your tolerance for some mistakes is a little bit higher, right? Like, look, it's no secret that like QSYS's entitlements, licensing, whatever you want to call it, right? Screamed at them for years about get rid of some of this. This is dumb. They did, but my tolerance for that was a little bit higher to purchase their equipment. We stuck with, back in the day, we stuck with AMX for a very long time, even though their support model was trash and their equipment really wasn't getting much better. And we did finally make some moves. You know, but now the question comes up of, do you ever give them a second chance? I have moved away from Crestron for the most part because I didn't like the ecosystem. I didn't like this being forced into everything has to be badged the same or you can't use it anywhere else. One of the reasons a few years, well, when Chris and I worked together, right, we chose the Extron products for our classrooms because even if the control system was terrible, you just plug in a different control system and all the other stuff worked. Like this device could still be functional at any given time. That was a big driving decision where when you went with Crestron, that wasn't the case at the time. In my conversations with you guys, as we moved into AV over IP in my institution, you know, NVX came up a lot. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And then, you know, as it found out that, hey, you can use this outside of their bubble. So I think some of that's there. I think the ones that are really interesting is the smaller companies.
Yeah.
I think, back when Atlona was mostly just rebranded China specials, this was a long time ago. They had
last time you had these
HT-based
conversations,
stuff,
you got good at
and it was
talking to them.
not great, right? I hated it. It always broke down. I kept buying them because they were affordable. And then I
Shame on you,
bought
sir.
their OmniStream product. The thing worked. And I was like, okay, I'll give them another chance, right? Let's go back to that. What makes you decision? What leads you to give them a second chance? What lets them get some reputation back?
Sounds like you just keep buying their shit and then find something that works. You're like, all right,
A broken clock.
Win.
is right.
Well,
2 times
exactly.
a day.
But it was something that they developed that was outside their norm, right? It was outside of the rebranded special black box OEM box. And it worked. And you wanted to say, okay, this company is spending time to develop a resource that'll make it better. And, you know, I did give them another shot. Now they've been bought out, so it's not going to matter anyway. But those are the things. I think your tolerance level, whether or not to write off a company, for instance, you know, like I still buy a lot of NDI, but I can tell you about 3/4 of you won't touch it again.
Yeah, is it a bad protocol that makes things a failure, or is it?
It can be.
Their
Yeah.
device,
I don't
right?
like
So-
buying NDI stuff.
Well, it can also be a bad like version 1.0 of something that looks
Yeah.
great on paper. And
Yeah.
you try it out and you find there's all sorts of issues with it, and then you're done with that org or whatever you know, for a number of years.
So there's a piece of this that's interesting to me is that are there some features or innovative pieces, parts, ideas that are too risky to trust with the things you actually trust? Is innovation, does it have a place where
Well-
maybe it needs to be with something that can burn and flame at a risk of not damaging the rest of your stuff and reputation?
Yeah, one example, I think we talked about this before, is that Nareva bar. That's risky because they proclaim it could do X and Y and do all this stuff. And I'm like, well, if it can do that, it actually would save me money. So kind of going to your point, Mark, is, well, how do I try it? Well, I'm not going to buy one and put it in my test room. So brilliant on Nareva's part, they sent me one for free.
I'll ship you one, yeah.
They'll just ship you one per university, sign up. And if it works, I'll probably put it in a few other places because it made sense. If it doesn't work, well, we tried it.
Right, and I think a lot of universities and get those try and do things, but sometimes it needs to be a part of another ecosystem, and it's like I can't really fully test this because I don't have the situation to actually do it in, and so
We're going to put it in a live room. A little risky. We're
Wait,
going to
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
like a very live room, like all concrete and glass.
No,
Or
no,
you put,
just
like, okay.
I'm
is
thinking
not meant for
about
that.
using it for a project to save the client some money. And
Okay.
a little risky.
Go for it.
but
I'm all
Yeah.
in.
You and Jamie can do this. whole
Oh, buddy.
It's called testing in production.
When you test it, yeah.
Testing and production.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what I'm about to do.
There's no testing. I'm production.
production.
It's just
Now the production fails or it succeeds. No testing.
Well, my fault tolerance on this is a little laxing, so that's why I'm doing it.
It's just a hole in the wall, no problem.
So
Pull it off, put on something else.
So I'm curious of like a little bit of what Raul, what you mentioned, and a little bit of Chris, is that when we've identified a system, a product, or whatever it may be, a platform, and we're on the outs here, right? Is it do your best to communicate what we're experiencing with those manufacturers, those organizations, or is it just button up shop, move, and see you later? Like what?
No, you have to communicate.
Yeah.
Because what if it's something you're doing wrong?
Right.
Which has been the case in my personal experience a lot of times. Like, yeah,
happens.
it's not always something I'm doing wrong. It's something I didn't see in the spec before I ordered the new box that they
Or
had.
assume something.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I'm always going to assume that something's my fault. So if I'm testing a product and I was and the salesperson,
Yeah.
now, if the salesperson said, I'm like, okay, remember the sales guy or salesperson, whoever said this. So I'm going to call support up and go, hey, I'm setting this thing up and it's not doing this thing that I was sold on. And support's like, yeah, who told you that?
Yeah,
Right?
it was never supposed to do that.
That would be alarming.
Okay.
Versus, oh, well, let's walk you through on what's going on. Oh, you didn't check this checkbox.
Oh, it
okay.
needs to connect to the cloud before it can do that.
what?
Or
yeah.
my favorite, we didn't think anybody'd actually try that.
Yeah.
Well, you put the port on there. What did you think I was going to do with it?
Right.
Well, it's interesting because as of late, I think we have products that we're testing, and I think not to use the buzzword, but I'm going to throw it in there, like these things that have these AI bolted on features. And what we're seeing is, and I think we're seeing a lot of manufacturers and organizations, they're probably out over their skis on a lot of things, whether it be the networking component or the cloud piece, and all of these products
Or
come in.
security.
And security specifically is one of those pieces to look through.
Because that's one where they're not even out over their skis. They're they're down at the
no
bottom of the
skis.
mountain. They're not even wearing the
just like-
skis.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for this innovative approach, and they're all like, yes, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. But then when that rubber meets the road, and you say, well, how do we go about do this? And the things I don't like hearing is, oh, well, just tell us what you want, and we'll take care of that for you. Or, oh, let me call Chuck, who's in his basement working and hacking away at this. And I'm like, wait, you're supposed to be an enterprise-ready company, and you have like this little tiger team of people that are trying to bring this innovation forward, and that gives me all kinds of concern and queasiness. And I think we're probably going to see more of that as companies try to push this new bounds of what is possible and bring innovation. I think the risk level that all of them are going to take on is going to be extremely elevated to try to bring us these new innovative products. You know, whatever it is, I don't think it's going to be any of that stuff we saw at CES, but when we're talking about more whole innovation within the system itself, is that are we going to become more risk tolerant and allow them to develop these things with us?
I mean,
Or
if
do we want full
them-
finished things before we're going to get involved with this?
I mean, if we want things to be affordable, you're going to have to fire Chuck's team and allow Chuck to answer all the questions. Right?
just pick on Chuck.
So if people don't have the people to support you, the more people it costs money. So, higher costs on products. So that's a balance.
But would that
you
make
can
you
go with
nervous? Go ahead.
Right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, that's something to be watchful for, because you have a lot of these monitoring companies coming up, and they're probably teams of 5, 10 people maybe, or less, who knows? And there are 2 or 3 programmers doing all the work. Is that alarming or not?
Don't know. But I think it's a different world now, as we have these more agile folks that are kind of supporting these innovative approaches. But it looks different than the old True Blue support and whatever all the thing is. It's not that level of support because innovation is not service catalog yet, right? We're not there. These are like, you're on that bleeding edge, and we want to use these things. And are we ourselves taking on that risk and trying to do this, or do you sit back and wait until it's a finished product? Like,
Yes. In production classrooms, I'm all about innovation, but reliability comes first.
I think there's a balance. You could do both.
Yeah, I let you all test and then I implement.
there's some truth to that. I mean, I get it. That's a higher education thing. Nobody,
Larry
there's
just
a lot of
asked the question
conservative
to see
approaches.
Like if Jamie will go install one. Hey, has
Yes.
anyone ever
Hey,
used
Jamie, have
this
you
thing?
used that NDI to go between campuses?
But that's
Yes.
Jamie's
fire
like,
it
yeah,
up.
it worked perfect.
Fire it
And
up.
then we
Put it
plug
on
it in,
there.
it's
Fine.
like, it doesn't work.
yeah,
Works fine.
it'll work. It'll work
Doesn't
fine.
work.
As long as you reboot it every night.
Yeah.
Works fine. You don't need to do that either.
You didn't say
You're
how
just
to
a
make it
bunch
work.
of
You said
dolts.
if it works. And so yes, it works. You just got to do all these things.
Well,
For 5 minutes.
That's what NDI stands for, is needs daily intervention.
Yep.
All right. Well, so is it possible to regain trust? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not closing the door on anybody, but when
Sounds like you have.
Are you?
It sounds like half
He
the
can't
industry.
close doors that are already closed, guys. There's no way around this.
Door was
He nailed
slammed
it shut, so there is no.
If some of these companies that I'm not buying stuff from any longer came out with something that was of interest and met a need, sure, I'd look at it. But they
You
haven't.
said you'd look at it. It's like pulling up a web
buy it.
page. Yeah, look
Like
at
half of
You know, buy
InfoComm
it?
is just.
If you had to give
So Larry, there are booths at Infocom I walk right the hell past.
He stands in the middle and looks around. Is like, "F you, F
Scowling.
you, F you. You're interesting. F you."
So if there's
much.
one or two traits to rebuild trust, kind of quickly here before we close this segment out, for maybe it's the small companies, maybe it's the big companies. What is it that you want to see when rebuilding that?
Be honest and transparent. Everybody makes mistakes. It's how you recover from your mistakes. Just
But I
be
think-
honest about what's going on.
But I think that a lot of times, like, my trust is built because it didn't work for me. So it doesn't really matter what you think, right? Or what the manufacturer probably doesn't even know that they screwed up in my world, right? So, like, for me, it's really kind of like people like you chuckleheads. It's like, well, maybe you should look at this thing. It is doing these things better. It is getting better at that. And I might be swayed back into it. But I know personally, for me, they don't even know they wrong. Now they know they wronged me because I'm usually pretty vocal with whatever rep there is. But it's a personal. It's that personal wrong. It's not a global wronged.
And I think to go along with the personal part of it, like part of what has helped me rebuild trust with certain manufacturers is the sales rep that works
The
there.
person who's the contact.
relationship.
Yeah,
That's
if
the
I
opposite for me.
no, like if I have a really good relationship, like when I moved here and Mark at Extron started like swinging by, he developed that where I knew if I had any issues, I could reach out to him. He would resolve it. He would be in constant communication and we get it figured out.
There's something there that might be worth a thread. For all you reps that if you are listening, as you're driving to your next, wherever it may be, we're looking for you to help us solve problems, not sell us things. Okay? We know your product catalog. We know what we can buy. And so,
We probably know your product catalog
Yeah.
better than you do.
and to touch on what Larry said, like that relationship, we're there and counting on you to help us move forward and solve and create and be innovative and provide service, not give you an updated report on how many SKUs we're expecting to need in the next quarter.
Yeah. Or what can we do to be your button panel tomorrow? Nothing. I've already bought 400 of the other ones.
So, I think small manufacturers, I'm intrigued by a lot of the smaller stuff we see, and I think this is going to fit next little segment with Rel. The upstarts, I want to see some of these new ideas kind of come to the table, and I think we all have to be willing to try some new things and probably burn ourselves and cut our fingers as we're on that bleeding edge to see what is possible. If not, we kind of risk just becoming stagnant. So,
I'll try it after
And to
Mark
that
tries
stagnant,
it.
yeah, I mean, be brave enough to look outside your comfort zone. Had I not moved from one ecosystem to another, I would not be using this fantastic line of Liberty extenders, which are great and do awesome stuff for literally $100 more than what I was used to paying for the other thing. Added so many features, capabilities, all these things that like I wouldn't even know about that because it wouldn't have hit my radar. So absolutely look at some of these other manufacturers out there because that's where the real innovation is happening, not from the giant four people, my opinion.
Why haven't you shared these extenders with us?
We've talked about them.
Chris and I have a
number of
private
times.
chat. We keep it all from you guys until
Larry,
we're
it's-
thoroughly testing it.
Larry, it was on our frickin' tour at Infocom last year.
I'm
That's
always
true.
running ahead of the. Oh, yeah.
That was Friday. He wasn't there.
It was Friday. It's free plug. It's the Huck 42 series, HUC 42. I can't remember the full product line. I just call it the Huck 42. It's got some specific port arrangements on what's on each end of their little kit, but it does a lot of very, very cool stuff. So take a look.
There are other things out there, but I think be willing to always listen with an open mind on whatever.
And to your point about, or to your comment about the actual representatives, the people. I mean, we see the people. They change shirts. They go from one company to the next or whatever. I have some very good reps with some companies. I have terrible reps at others. I have some who are so good. When I moved out of their territory, I wouldn't let them not be my rep anymore. So now I have two reps with a company because they're aggravated at me because of that. But
just collecting them now.
Yes, it's great. So I've got multiple people I can
I
reach
don't
out
really
to.
talk to reps a whole lot.
You find a good one, and
Dude,
it's
you're
worth
missing
every
out.
penny.
Why?
Yeah.
For what?
Raul, I want to come to you on this one as we close out this piece of it, because you work and are in deep with some software groups and cloud folks. I think we've seen peaks and troughs and all that stuff, and I think you're actively trying to make a product better, seemingly, almost weekly. And so I think that's worth some value. And that relationship is where I think those manufacturers are counting on us to bring that to them. Right. And I think that much of the work I see you doing in relaying, like, hey, we have issues with this, and your tenacity to kind of push that along goes a long way.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned earlier the don't come to me with your product catalog. That's actually a phrase that was rattling around in my head just yesterday. It's not what we want from the manufacturers. It's not what we want from the service vendors. We know the product. We know the product very well. I don't know if it's a unique thing here at Oregon State University, but we're very good at using the product in many different ways that oftentimes the manufacturer has not envisioned, and then we break it, and then we tell them what we broke, and then hopefully the manufacturer, the developer, fixes it. If they fix it, then they are a good manufacturer, good boy. They're a good vendor. They're a good software developer, and then we can move on to the next feature that we break, and it's a cycle. And these are people that we can work with. If instead they show off all these bells and whistles, and then we buy the product, and it turns out that these bells and whistles are actually vaporware, aspirational, and it does something like that, but not exactly that. Well, that's very disappointing, and that's maybe a company that we'll come back to maybe in a couple of years when we feel that their vaporware is no longer vaporware. It's all about having that kind of dialogue with the developer, the manufacturer, the vendor, so that we build this relationship together and build each other up, so that we can tell our friends, this is a good product. It works. Oh, stay away from that product. I'm not entirely sure it does what it says on the box.
So I love it.
Raul, you raised a good point there at the end. We get a lot of probably our most valuable feedback from our peers, from people at other institutions, at other companies, people we trust, people we've built trust in. Hey, I did this the other day on our internal chat. Has anyone used this particular device? This was the Sennheiser, whatever, Team Connect bars. Has anyone used this specific feature on it? And was talking about the Dante and how that works. And Jamie said, oh, a while ago, I used the Dante and I had these challenges and it did this and this and I couldn't do this and this was kind of a challenge. However, I've got one on campus that was from 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, very early on. And so it's running like 1.0 firmware, which means there's all these new things that have been added to it that I need to go check and see, does that bring value to what I need to do? Because one of my peers said he had a medium experience with it, but it showed potential. Like, all right, I'll go look at that, because if so, then that particular device now meets a need. And I already have one, so the cost to me is nothing, but it's like, I'm doing that not on what the manufacturer said, not even on what the sales rep said, but on what my peers said. And so now I'm going to go look at that again, because otherwise it would just live there as a conference bar for the next 10 years and just kind of sit there silently and never do anything. So, and Mark left. No, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Just joking.
Yeah, we joke about, like, maybe we should be getting commissions from the number of products we have sold. We know what a good product is out there. We tell people when we have found a good product. So by all means, and it's mutually beneficial, because the more people that use that product, the more of us who are pushing those buttons and finding maybe the thing that doesn't work and then communicating it to the manufacturer so that they make it work. And the better it gets, the bigger the community, the more that we can talk to each other and make the product better.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Mark, did that answer all your questions? This was your topic.
I don't know if the goal was never to answer the questions. The goal is just to talk about them and get some perspectives. And so I heard relationships can be mended. They can become better again. Trust can be rebuilt, but boy, can it be destroyed pretty quick.
Yeah, it can be.
Does that sound accurate? Yeah. And all doors are closed at some universities.
By the way, Mark, while we're talking, I did file for a patent in the shape of those acoustic panels. So you owe me millions of dollars now.
Nice.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah. Beat me to it.
And also just one more wrap up to go look at those smaller companies. Look at the Liberties, the Lumens, the Inogeny, Aver. There's some cool stuff out there that you're missing because people are so laser focused on that one company that they deal with. So
just seeing those perspectives also bring like, hey, that would be cool. And you can start seeing the different opportunities that exist and different options as it comes forward. And so it's an arms race out there. They're all trying to do it. And so it's a matter of keeping
and one thing that Raul mentioned there is companies, when you bring up feedback, people like, hey, I have challenge with this, or this doesn't do what I want, or whatever. And you have some companies who are like, yeah, whatever. But others who actively work towards addressing those, and I want to call out in particular NEAT, who has very cool products, but don't work on they don't work reliably on my particular enterprise network. But they take that feedback for what it is, and in future revs of their software, they are addressing kind of how those devices connect to each other. So it is no longer a concern. But they're adding more features and doing things. So it's a device, the physical hardware has been there for years, but they're adding more stuff based on customer feedback, which is fantastic to see.
Which I found amazing that it works on my network, but not yours. Nothing works on my network.
That is super weird.
Awesome.
I was able to make it work on the network, but I had to jump through hoops to get there, and that bothers me. So anyway.
For NEAT?
He just used his administrative secured login for everything. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's what's that philosophical thought that it takes like five kind actions to make up for one bad, mean action or something like that?
Is that it takes a 200 muscles to smile and one to frown or something like that?
60 days to build a habit. Is that what we're talking about?
It's very much like when they screw up, we remember that very much.
Yeah.
But when they do something that's good, it's like
or when they address that screw up, that can be even more valuable. So
congratulations, you did your job. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay.
All right,
well, we got this one. We got there.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back, and Raul's going to tell us all about Northwest Met and why we need to be there.
All right.
As many of you know, the Super Friends have always been better received when we have more input from you. So, here's your chance. Send us a note at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com and get involved with the show. We're looking for some topics to discuss, some fellow nerds to talk to, or just general AV awesomeness to brag about. But remember, we'll probably steal your ideas. And I suppose we'd take some criticism, but that wouldn't be very nice. Anyway, drop us a note at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com and find out how quickly we ask you to join this nonsense.
All right, Raul, so you've been very kind to everybody who's currently watching this stream, has been given a free all-expense paid trip to Northwest Met this year.
Wait, what?
Was that?
We weren't supposed to read that. Yeah. It was only if we had X amount of subscribers. We did not hit the threshold.
Unfortunately, all the airline tickets are going to Billings, Montana. So administrative problem. Anyway,
drive in from there. Yeah.
So Raul is the president of the Northwest Managers of Educational Technology, NWMET.org, and I think all of us, except Justin, who just left, would say it is our favorite conference. We love going to the look at him down there. Hi, Justin. It's the community is fantastic. The relationship with vendors and it's just a great place to be. It'll get there, Justin. Give it a minute. Talk about technology. So Justin is experiencing his auto tracking, not auto tracking properly. It's getting there. There you are. All right, he's back. So
bad.
We love the conference. We love everything about it. We're big supporters of getting there every year, and we hear this from, and to your credit, I think largely to your credit, Raul, we hear this from a lot of other people. I hear people talking about this conference. I'm here. This is fantastic. I love this conference. I never thought this was something to be. And we're getting people from all over the country now. It's not just like those same 8 schools in the Northwest. So people from Florida and North Carolina and New York and coming out and saying that this is a great conference. So Raul, with all that said, why do we need to go?
Yeah. All right. Well, where do I even begin? I guess I have to put on my Northwest Met hat. I am currently the president of Northwest Met, and we are taking our conference to Salt Lake City this year, being co-hosted by our friends at the University of Utah and Salt Lake Community College. We're working with Adam Stewart down at the University of Utah, who's doing a fantastic job of helping us organize the conference. And NWMET is a higher ed, AV, and IT conference. I'm going to be the first one to say that AV is IT, and I know that is a naughty phrase to say. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you this. I don't know how many people agree with that, but when you go to these conferences, yeah, there you go. Justin's got his hand up. We all agree. It's all ones and zeros in the end. So whether it's video or audio or data, it's AV is IT, and we have an annual conference that has been going on since the late 70s. So almost as old as me. Yeah, I am probably older than all of you. Maybe not all of you combined, but I am definitely old.
Maybe though, who knows? Yeah.
I was not there. I was 7 years old at the first conference. So I was not there at the first conference, but we have been doing this now for nearly 50 years. And we have grown to be a national conference. I would argue an international conference. This is very themed on higher education. We bring together a lot of exhibitors and a lot of attendees from schools in higher education from across the nation. And this year we are having five days of conference with all your usual sessions and trainings and exhibitor showcase. We are bringing back the workshops, which was something we did at the conference a couple of years ago, which was very successful. We have workshops this year from QSYS, Crestron, Atlona, Dante, Netgear, Biam, so all the companies Chris hates.
I would say, first of all, Dante's not a company; it's Oddnate, and I think they're fantastic.
Yeah. So that is a company. They're a company. They do things.
Positive work. Yeah.
Dante's
we have managed to keep our registration costs very affordable. For $500, you come into this conference and you can participate in those training workshops. You can participate in the sessions. You can participate in all the fun events we have. I think people do have a lot of fun at NWMET. I'd like to say that you get almost more in the conversations that happen in the hallways than you do in the sessions. You make those connections, and then when you get back home and you're thinking, oh, what was that thing we were talking about? You can email one of these people you met at the conference, and they'll be able to tell you what they did at their school. And so we're all doing the same thing. It's a great conference, which is why I agreed to become president of the NWMET organization. And I can tell you, this is breaking news for all of you, that this year we are co-hosting with our friends at NWELearn, who focus on pedagogy and IT in education. They have agreed to become our partners for this conference. So they're going to come on board, and we're going to have a themed track on e-learning. So distance learning pedagogy. It's very exciting. I'm thrilled to have them. Speaking to a lot of the vendors, they come to our campus. They come here and they tell us about their products. And what I hear from them is that, they're on the road a lot, essentially repeating themselves all the time, oftentimes meeting the same people at different conferences. So I've been reaching out to peer organizations and telling them, look, we know, we're going into a very difficult situation for higher education right now. A lot of schools are cutting back on travel. And we're having to make tough decisions about, like, am I going to go to this conference? Am I going to go to that conference? And in the end, what happens is that whichever conference you choose, you're probably going to find the same exhibitors there. Oftentimes, you're going to see the same faces. So why don't we come together and just everybody come together in a single conference? Everybody has to do less traveling. It costs us less money. The exhibitors seem to like it because they only have to go to one place and they get to see all the people. So I've been making that pitch to a few different organizations, and it seems to be a pretty well received pitch. So we're bringing together a lot of different disparate groups who all have the same goals, the same ideas, and we're bringing them all together to the NWMET conference this May 18th through the 22nd in Salt Lake City. I'd love to see as many people as possible there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. We are doing travel grants. We know, again, it's really hard for a lot of folks to convince their leadership to send them to a conference. So we're telling folks, look, I know you want to come. Maybe your leadership can't pay for you to go. So we are doing travel grants. We have a limited number of travel grants. We can't give everybody a travel grant, but if you get approved, we are paying for your hotel. We're paying for your travel. You're getting admission to the conference. That means literally people are taking time off from work, taking vacation time, just so they can come to the NWMET conference. So that's
worth it.
Really validating. And honestly, at some point, I need to get over this imposter syndrome and realize that, I guess people really want to come to
It's real, Raul. It's been like 50 years. It's been it's a thing.
It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of learning that goes on. I think the workshops are great. Some of them are multi-day workshops, so 2 days of workshopping. You get accreditation if you need to renew your CTSRUs, or you want to get that Dante certificate. You can come to the NWMET conference. You're going to get it all. It's all part of one single registration. You don't have to pay extra for like pre-conference workshops or anything like that.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've been to a few now in my tenure, and they're all unique, but they're all amazing. And it's good to see the host schools. You get to see kind of how they're doing things behind the scenes. You get some really good in-depth, just varying experience, right? And you get to hear the common challenges, the solutions, and maybe not with all the noise that comes along with casinos and theme parks that some of them may be, but just the level of conversation and the what you can get out of it it's just a different experience. It's much more unique. It's more embedded. It's more authentic, right? And I think always well attended. People always have a good time. And as Joe in here, must attend, right? If Joe says it's got to be there, you got to be there.
Yeah, friend of the show, Joe Wade, chimes in and says, Northwest Met's a must-attend conference. Great mix of education sessions, social events, and vendor exhibits. Show me that Met money. Raul, you didn't even talk about Met money.
Oh,
it's very unique.
Can you? Is it still like under
Joe,
wraps?
thanks for
This
the kind
year's
words. I
new.
appreciate that.
This year's new. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Are we doing Met credit cards?
There's no Met money.
Met crypto.
Hold on.
Met crypto.
Met loans.
Met loans.
Can I get a
love it.
loan?
Met
Mark
payday
Mark
loans.
started talking into Met Crypto forever. It's not going to be Met Crypto, but
Close.
we are putting the finishing touches on what I hope is going to be a successful NWMET app, where all the transactions will happen in the app. And so I think some of
Your briefcase full of money running around anymore.
But it's so easy to
some
like.
of you will recognize the challenges we had with the piles and piles of physical Met money that we had, and
I
having
have some great
accounts all-
photos because of that.
Yep. So we're going to do this all digitally in an app. Met Money is essentially a little bit of a rewards system wherein if you go and talk to the exhibitors and get your badge scanned, you get a little bit of a token of their appreciation. And at the end of the conference, you can use the accumulated Met Money you have to bid on auction items and buy yourself some prizes in a type of silent auction fashion. So the more exhibitors you talk
It's
to,
not ever silent.
No, that becomes Lord of the Flies. You
Yeah.
know that.
Yes.
It's all
That's
people
the
pooling their
loudest
funds
silent auction
together,
I've
and
ever
it gets
seen.
wild. Yeah.
and yeah, there'll be mechanisms in the app where, in fact, you can actually hand your money over to your friends if you don't have enough. We've been testing this app for a number of months. We're almost there. I'm pretty certain we're going to be able to deliver this app to everybody, iOS and Android, for everyone. It's going to be a lot of fun. People love the Met Money, so we're definitely going to be doing it again. We put a lot of work into the planning of a conference. It takes like 18 months to plan a conference. And I put a lot of thought into the feedback that we get. At the end of every conference, there's a survey. People give us feedback. I love to hear the good feedback. It's very important that I hear the negative feedback. What we hear from the exhibitors is weirdly of two different thoughts. Some folks say, if we're going to pay this much money to be an exhibitor, it's got to be 2 days. Other folks say, well, we're pretty much done meeting everybody in one day. So what we've done for 2026 is we're having a 1.5 days of exhibitor
Whoa.
time. So we split it
They'll
down the
never
middle.
see that coming.
Yeah. We want to be sure that the exhibitors get their face time with the attendees. The exhibitors also get to do presentations. So if they want to talk about their new products, you can go into one of the session rooms and see a presentation. And everybody is equal there. The exhibitors get to join us in the parties and have a good time with us at lunch and dinner as well. So we're already looking at 2027. Like I said, it's 18 months out. We've got to be looking at the next conference. All I can tell you is you probably want to find your swimsuits for 2027.
Really?
Coming to your bathroom, Chris.
I was gonna say, we don't
Wet
have
t-shirts.
Wyoming doesn't have
t-shirts.
Alaska.
Alaska?
So.
Awesome.
Polar bear.
There you go. If people were interested in checking out this Northwest Met thing, well, where would you send them to?
It's all on the NWMET website, nwmet.org. You will find all the information there for the conference on how to register, what happens at the conference, where the hotels are, how to get to the conference. Yes, we have special rates at hotels. We have information on traveling. And we will be releasing the program information, I believe, in February. We are still taking applications for travel grants. Like I said, we are at this point an international conference. We have some applications for travel grants from some very, very far away countries. I don't know. Again, we're not going to be able to accommodate everybody's applications for travel grants, but the good thing about the NWMET conference is that the more exhibitors we have, the more money we have to apply towards a travel grant. So we always sell out of exhibitor spaces. If any vendors or manufacturers are listening to this podcast, you want to be getting in sooner rather than later. Come to nwmet.org and check out the exhibitor information so that you can register, because we are selling out of some tables already. We have twice as many tables this year as we did last year, and I'm already certain we're going to sell out of those tables as well. But the more exhibitors we bring in, the more money we have for travel grants, which means the more people we have to have FaceTime with you in the exhibition space.
Can I put you on the spot one last time before we get out of here, Raul?
Sure.
Well, AVSF to help out a little bit with this. Can we get another coupon code for AVSF listeners for something when they register? Can we help some way?
I charge them more.
Yeah, you get the worst hotel room.
Yes.
Well-
It costs you RU credits to take classes.
One RU.
We
must
should give them the code so that way all
Give them
their
a
bucks
code.
go to us.
Oh,
Well,
I like that.
You don't
get
even need a code right now, because until the end of January, we have the early bird registration, which is only $250. Literally 5 days of conference, food and drink, as well as access to the workshops for $250. You're not
Can
going
I
to
just
better value.
can I
at
just get the
any other
food and drinks for $250?
Just for $250, yeah.
Can I
We're
just?
losing
I mean,
money every
technically,
time somebody
yes.
registers.
It's pretty good food too, like buffet
Yeah,
style.
it's the best food at a
I mean,
conference that
this
I've
is
had.
the conference where Justin blew out his knee.
Yeah,
I mean, it got wild. I mean, he couldn't even handle it. We had to
was
ship him
almost in
home.
tears.
We had to ship him home.
It was terrible.
And we always have great time on the campuses. Last year we were at Boise State. They let us out onto the blue field. Got pictures of
Tore it
our AVSF friends on the field. It was a lot of fun. We find some great venues. This year, our closing reception is at the Utah Natural History Museum. When I saw that space was available for rent, I booked it. So, and I'm already looking at some great venues for 2027 as well.
Unfortunately, you booked only the basement mezzanine. So.
yeah.
But one of the great things about NWMET is we basically pour every penny that comes in into the conference. So the exhibitors aren't going to say that like we're, fattening our coffers in any way, shape, or form. Every penny goes into the conference, and the more exhibitors we have, the more travel grants we have. So at this point, it's all about the travel grants, paying for the people who at this point are like, oh, I can't go to any conferences this year.
Yes,
My
you
school's
can.
laying people off. How am I going to go traveling? It's like, well, we'll
my
pay
beer,
for
I'll
you
show
to
you.
come.
Yeah. Okay. Be there. Be square. It's definitely the place to be. All right. So I'm gonna be there.
Great.
Driving there with my RV over the mountains. It's gonna be sweet.
You're driving the RV over there?
Yeah.
Just
That way
gonna
we
stay in
have
the
a
parking
we can
lot?
have a spot we can go like set up shop. It's gonna be sweet.
We should all fly to you and then drive down together.
We can do that
in
too.
the RV.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Road trip,
I'm
AVSF.
sure I
road trip.
want to cram that many people.
God, that would be. Oh, I don't
Justin
know.
is in his bum knee. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a whole thing. Anyway, I'm excited.
Justin's also driving, but directly from Kentucky. So.
Yes.
Probably not.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah, May 18th to the 23rd, I think you said?
22nd.
22nd, whatever.
It's Monday through Friday. We start. We have basically a pre-conference panel on Monday afternoon, all the way through the Friday morning. We have a campus tour, and so everybody gets out of town Friday afternoon.
Or stay till Saturday like the cool people.
Oh yeah, enjoy beautiful Salt Lake City.
There you go. Love it.
Or just aligning flights is always more challenging, so I stay till the next day. But anyway, so yeah, hope to see everyone there in Salt Lake City in May. So that said, I'm going to click this one, and we're going to roll on out of here because we went way over time. on this one.
You're all welcome.
That's a
New year.
long one.
Yeah, they got a lot going on this year. All right, everybody. See you next time.
See you next week. Well, we've managed to ruin yet another episode of AV SuperFriends Off the Rails. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com. If you complain loud enough, we might just invite you on the show.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.